So halfway through my summer break, I had an individual ask me about a Ford Edge Sport, soon to be called the ST model. Now, the Edge has been around for about a decade. It's gone through several changes. It now has a twin-turbo 2.7-liter 6-cylinder engine, pumping out like 325 horsepower. It is the same engine that I tested in a Ford Fusion Sport a while back. And nothing against the car at all, but at a price of about 50 grand, I immediately thought to myself, you know what, I bet we could do better. I really think we could do better. So I hit the pavement, looked around at several different SUVs, and this is what I came up with. So this is a 2014 Ford Edge Sport, riding on a 22-inch wheel with a V6 out of a Mustang. It has wheel flares that give it sort of a muscular look. Now this is the current Ford Edge Sport with its signature front grille and riding on a 21-inch wheel and upgraded options. The price can hit 49 grand before incentives. So here we have the 2018 GMC Terrain Denali with a 250 horsepower 4-cylinder turbo and all-wheel drive and riding on a 19-inch wheel. It also sells for about 45 grand. And finally, I have the brand new Envision here, which is a nice car in its own right, but it also sells for about $44,000 loaded. So all these are great cars in their own right. But what if a nice car isn't good enough? What if we want extraordinary? So the E Pace starts off with a base price of $39,000 for this P250 model, which features things like all-wheel drive, rain-sensing wipers, dual exhaust, a tailgate spoiler, and LED headlights. Now you're only getting fabric seats, no navigation, and a 17-inch wheel. One option I did like is for $1,000 you can add heated front and rear seats. So the P250 has three sub-trim models. You have the base, the S, and the SE, which all have this same 2-liter power plant that is no longer a Ford drivetrain. It actually is developed by Jag. It has this interesting air intake which grabs air through the hood like a 70s muscle car. It has 246 horsepower and 269 foot-pounds of torque and a 0 to 60 time of about 6.7 seconds. So moving along to the S model, it has a base price of about $41,000 and it features Navigational Pro and leather interior and these 18-inch wheels which are standard. Now of course you have the ability to upgrade all the way up to a 21-inch wheel, and you can add a black contrast roof if you like. There's also an available black package which blacks out all the grille and all the chrome trim around the car for a whopping $220. Now you can also add these nice 20-inch split-spoke wheels. So the top of the line P250 SE model has a base price of about $45,000 and it features a Meridian sound system which is standard and a 19-inch wheel with all the ability to upgrade your wheels just like the other models have. So as we make our way to the interior on this P250S model, you have nice soft touch with aluminum accents. You have this Jaguar sill plate. You have these standard leather seats that are 8-way adjustable. They do not have lumbar support. You can, however, upgrade to a 14-way adjustable seat with lumbar. This has a standard analog gauge cluster with its informational display. You have soft touch and stitching that runs along the dash. It actually is very soft touch. It actually has some give to it when you touch it, which is nice. You have this nice flowing dash that runs straight down to your 9-speed automatic transmission. You do not have paddle shifters in this model. You have to get the R dynamic for that. You do have all your driving modes though. You have this beautiful 10-inch monitor with all of its icons at the bottom. I found the system was very responsive, and several pages of apps. Much different system than I'm used to seeing. You have one-touch automatic climate control with your fan speed in the middle. Of course, you have your temperature settings for your driver as well as your passenger, and all of your climate on the panel above with your heated seats. You have this really nice center armrest with its connectivity and 2 cup holders. However, I was not a big fan of the cover for the cup holders. It's just something that would get lost, I'm afraid. And you have nice stitching, of course. As we make our way to the back seat, all the materials carry over, of course. I found the seats were just as comfortable as they were in the front. I didn't feel claustrophobic, or that this was a small car in any way. I do like that the floor points upward, so your feet can kind of feel comfortable sitting in there with plenty of room. I had a front adjusted for a 6-foot adult. You have 2 cup holders and some storage. You have LED lights on both sides of the car, along with these power outlets and your vents, and some storage. So the P300R Dynamic has 3 different submodels, the S, the SE, and the Sporty HSE, which all feature the same 2-liter engine with 296 horsepower and 295 foot-pounds of torque, and a 0 to 60 time of about 6.1 seconds. Now, the car does feature 20-inch wheels, but you can upgrade to a 21-inch wheel if you like. This one actually has the red brake calipers, which are a $410 option. This car takes on a very nice stance at a base price of about $53,000 and can go all the way up to $60,000. So as we make our way to the interior on the HSE model, you can see you have very nice materials. You have this beautiful blue color with its contrast stitching. I actually wasn't a big fan at first, but after seeing it in person, I actually really did like the blue. You have this R-Dynamic sill plate. Of course, you have the top-end seat with its lumbar support. You have the R-Dynamic steering wheel. And the Meridian sound system is standard. You'll have your different mode button there, which gives you, comfort, dynamic, eco, snow mode. You have this beautiful 12.3-inch interactive driver display, along with your paddle shifters in this model. Now, trunk space was actually pretty good. It is a smaller SUV. I would think if you were planning a vacation for 4, I would probably look at the F model. You do have a spare. And of course you have a power outlet and a light and storage. In the back seat you have heated seats for your rear passengers, a power outlet, and vents, of course. You get a nice bird's eye view there with some of your aluminum accents, including your pedals. And you can see the quality is just phenomenal. That stitching and the way it's made, it really makes a difference. You have this really nice sized glove box that's felt lined. Of course, you have your Jaguar script on your manuals. Just an exquisite SUV for a price point that's just a few bucks more than just your average. So with a base price that runs anywhere from $40,000 all the way up to $60,000, the E Pace is really a car for those that like to a la carte pick out their options. Everything from wheels to colors to blacked out options. Make it fun to shop for a car like this. And with a average new car payment these days, right around that $523 a month, maybe the E Pace should be something on your list. Especially when you compare it to all of the mundane SUVs that are out there for that price. Thanks for watching.